Hello book lover, welcome to my channel. My name is Kay if you're new here, and today we're going to talk about how the heck you find clean and Christian books, how to know what is within your comfort level for reading, and all that jazz. So stay tuned if that's something that you are looking for. I thought it would be a great idea to start off my bookshelf tour series, all of the tips and tricks and the things that I have learned over the past almost year of reading exclusively clean and Christian fiction books. There are so many resources out there and so many different places where you can search to figure out what's clean, what's within your comfort level, and that kind of stuff. So let's go ahead and get to it. I've got a whole page of notes right here that I'm going to be sharing with you, so don't mind me reading from my notebook at all. I just really don't want to miss anything. So to start this video, I want to clarify with you what I mean by clean, because there are so many different definitions online, but I'm going to be going with the actual definition of what clean means as an industry-wide term. So the official industry-wide term for clean, the movie, book, media, whatever it is, it's free from bad language, it is free of graphic violence, and it's free of graphic on-page sexual content. So if a book is free of all three of those things, then it's technically labeled clean. So that means there are probably some classics that aren't even considered clean because there could be some more graphic violence in them, or maybe there's a lot of language. So keep that in mind. Not all authors use this term accurately or appropriately based on the industry term definition. When it comes to spice, I think that's the biggest thing that viewers of my channel are trying to avoid when it comes to finding things that are clean. So there are so many different labels you will see for spice. You will see things that say no spice, low spice, closed door, cracked door. What does all of this mean? Not all authors use the term clean accurately, and then they go into all of these sub-genres of levels of spice within the clean community. So this is what I've picked up that these typically mean within my last several years, just online, on Instagram, on Bookstagram, on BookTube. So no spice means there should be no sexual content in it. Like nothing detailed, nothing at all. Now there are books that I've read where it's a Christian fiction book and a couple gets married and there might be a sentence that's like, and that night we became man and wife in truth. You know what that's referring to. You know that's referring to them consummating their marriage, but I would still consider that a no spice book because maybe that's the brief mention of it. Now there's also low spice. Low spice can be like there's a lot of innuendo in the book. Maybe they are very much commenting on each other's bodies a lot. They are definitely attracted to each other in that way. Maybe there are kissing scenes, but they seem a little more heated. I would consider that a more low spice book. But then under low spice, I feel like you can also have a cracked door, which is where there's a makeout scene and maybe it's going into them doing the deed. It fades to black, the door is closed, so you don't get the details of what happened on page, but it's definitely something that's like mentioned and you very much know what's happening. But then there's also cracked door, which is where you do kind of get the details of what's happening, but maybe it's like a page or two versus like a whole smutty chapter. There's a lot of nuance when it comes to it, and it's definitely something that can be super frustrating when you're trying to find books that are no spice, or you see the low spice and you see all these different terms and it's really confusing. So I decided to make this video to help you with how I have figured out what is truly no spice. I also need to give you the disclaimer that this video is in no way bashing you for reading what you read, telling you what you should and shouldn't read. This video is truly for the people who want to read and seek out clean books. If that is not you, this video is not for you. okay? I have had comments before where people just go crazy, or I see people go crazy about using the term clean. And honestly, I'll stop using the term clean when I see people stop asking for the dirtiest, smuttiest, filthiest book recs out there. Just saying. Like, that's like a double standard there. You can't be upset with calling books clean when you literally are calling your books filthy. Okay, I digress. This video is not meant to offend anybody. This video is just meant to be a resource to help people who truly are seeking clean, no spice, low spice types of books. So I think the first natural thing for me to talk about would be Christian publishers. Now, when it gets to indie authors, it can be a little bit more complex, but indie authors usually have a really great social media following where they post about their books and the content of their books. There are so many clean and Christian fiction publishers that when I am out perusing books, if I'm in a used bookstore, if I'm in a Walmart or anything, I have learned to memorize what publishing houses publish clean books. I'm going to show you the spines and different clean and Christian publishers just so you can get a look of what to look for when you are out shopping, and you'll know that these books are typically going to be clean and safe, and if they are not, you can take that up with the publisher, not me. I'm gonna do a few at a time, but I think I'll put a whole photo up of all of these books just so that way you can screenshot and just save it for what labels to look for. The first four are going to be Shadow Mountain, Thomas Nelson, Bethany House, and Covenant. And this is what their little icons look like on the books. And then I have Revel, Tyndale, Barber, and Howard books. And then nonfiction recs, just from my personal shelf, I have some from Crossway and Zondervan. But Zondervan, I think, does publish some Christian fiction as well. I don't think Crossway does. And that's what their logos look like. And those are all the Christian publishers that I actually own on my shelf. But I want to give you some examples that Christian fiction books or clean books aren't solely going to be based under Christian publishers. For example, this Karen Kingsbury book, this Jan Karen book. These are both Christian books by Christian authors. Yet the publishers are Putnam and Atria Books, and I looked it up, and these books are not specifically Christian books. They are secular publishing houses, yet they have published some Christian books. So this is where it can get a little bit tricky. So if you know a title has been heavily recommended within the clean and Christian community, I would probably trust it, especially if you trust the accounts that you're following or the people that you're getting recommendations from. But these two in particular, these are not Christian publishing houses, but they are Christian authors. So I will insert on the screen a photo of all of the spines of those books if you want to take a quick screenshot. I'm sure there are so many more publishing houses. These are just the ones that I have on my physical shelf that I could actually show you. So I hope it's helpful for you. If you're going to the library, if you're going into Half Price Books, if you're going to any place like that and you just want to kind of peruse the shelves but know that what you're picking up honors your faith, honors your comfort level, I would definitely just try to commit some of those houses to memory, because it truly is so helpful just to know by a quick look at the spines. Okay, so the next thing I do to know if a book is in my comfort or content level, like especially if it's an indie author, go to their social media page, because I have yet to find a indie author that does not have Instagram or something like that. Find their social media, and usually they will have a pinned post that talks about the content in their books, the types of things that they write. And that can give you a pretty good understanding of whether their books are clean or not. And if you're not sure, message them. Especially if it's an indie author, they love it when readers reach out to them, from my understanding. I have reached out to many to say, hey, I'm really interested in your book. Can you please let me know, like, is it no spice or is it clean or anything like that? If I'm not sure if they're Christian or not, I usually just ask no spice instead of clean, because I wouldn't expect a non-Christian author to write no language, you know that kind of stuff. However, I do typically veer just towards straight Christian fiction. That's just a tip. Don't be afraid to look up their social media, and then follow the authors that you find when you like their work, so that way you can keep up with their new releases, and then you can also reach out to them if you have any questions. The next trick that I do if I'm like in a store or something and I'm not sure if a book is totally clean or not, or I get a recommendation but some of the person's posts maybe are clean, clean books and some of them maybe aren't, go to Amazon. And I like Amazon more than Goodreads for reviews because they have a specific feature. So you can click on a book, scroll all the way down to the bottom where the reviews are, and then you can type in clean, type in no spice, and you can search the reviews to see what people say. So people will say this was a really great clean book or something like that. And I have found that really helpful. It's more helpful in my opinion than Goodreads because you can search the reviews, but I also like Goodreads though because you can scroll down and see what a book is tagged. So I typically am looking for Christian fiction mostly. If it is tagged Christian fiction, clean romance, Christian romance, something like that, then I know it's something that I'm probably going to be comfortable with reading. So definitely scour reviews, use resources like Amazon and Goodreads. I like Amazon because it's just super quick to type it in, but if a book doesn't have a ton of reviews on Amazon, I will go to Goodreads to see. And if there's just not a bunch of reviews for a book, I personally am just like, I'll just wait. Like there are so many other things I'm interested in. It's not a big deal for me to wait until a book gets more reviews. Now the next resource is one of the most helpful ones that I was told about almost a year ago when I started looking for clean and Christian books, and that is this website called romance.io. I'm going to give you a mini tutorial on how to search books on this because this website truly tells you how spicy a book is, but then it also gives you content warnings. So I'm gonna pull out my phone and do this with you guys. You're gonna go to romance.io. I know, really weird. And by the way, if there are any weird covers that show up while I'm on this website, please forgive me, okay? So anyway, you're gonna go up to the top right hand corner and hit the little search icon. And for example, I'm just going to type in Pride and Prejudice, because we know this is a clean book. So when you get to the page, you are going to see, a star rating, and next to the star rating, like right above the book, you're gonna see these fire icons, and these are their spice level icons. You can go ahead and click on the question mark next to where it says glimpses and kisses if you're not sure what those mean. It gives you a breakdown of their spice ratings. So that is definitely something that I find super duper helpful, and these ratings are coming from actual readers. So this is from 1,477 readers have rated this book. So then you can scroll down and it will give you different tags for it, geography, where it's taking place, formats you can read it in, that kind of stuff. But then also, if you are somebody who needs trigger warnings, you can find trigger warnings in that section too. So now I'm going to search for a book that I know is spicy, and that is A Court of Silver, can't spell, Flames by Sarah J. Maas. I don't know if I spelled her name right. Okay, I did. A Court of Silver Flames, you're going to see now that fire emoji at the top, or the fire icon. There are 4 of them, and it says explicit open door. And if you're like, wait, what does that mean? It will tell you there's at least 2 intimate scenes, explicit language with a variety of sexual acts. So that is from 1,658 people rating it. And then you can scroll down and you can see all of the different tags that people have tagged this book as. And then the content warning section you can see on here is pretty hefty. And then there is the format, and it tells you next to like the content warnings, like 36 people said this book has mental illness in it. So I have found this website super, super duper helpful, especially as a woman that loves reading romance. I haven't tried searching non-romance books on there, but I'm sure you could. But it has just been so helpful for me to know, like, okay, so many people said this is definitely explicit open door, so I'm just not going to read this one. That is an amazing, amazing resource. Honestly, whoever put that database together, thank you, because it is so wonderful. So romance.io is going to be like a gold mine for you. The final topic I want to talk about with you is where I'm actually finding clean and Christian books. Where am I shopping? What online resources am I using to buy clean and Christian fiction books? And this is why I thought this would be a wonderful way to start off the bookshelf tour series, is to help you guys just know how to build your own clean and Christian bookshelf. So one thing I am definitely trying to be mindful of is I am a stay-at-home mom. I do not make that much money doing social media or things like that, so I'm definitely mindful of my budget. But the one thing that I really do for myself is I buy books. I love books, they bring me joy, but I also really want to steward my finance as well. And so I have had to, over the last year, really get over looking for perfection in books. I love a crispy, clean, brand new book, but I am trying to become okay with buying used books. The majority of my shelf from over this last year are used books. I have bought some on Amazon, sure, but I also mentioned going to half-priced books. I went in there and I've taken books that I'm not interested in reading anymore, and I've gotten store credit, and then I'll shop with that store credit. It's usually not much, but they have a Christian fiction section, which is awesome, but you can also scour the shelves, and sometimes they don't know that a Christian publisher published something. So when you know the labels to look for on the spines, the world is really your oyster. You don't have to stay in that one section. But then I've also shopped on Pango Books, on Mercari, and then also eBay and Thrift Books. But I need to say, with eBay and Thrift Books, you don't get an exact image of the book that you're getting. So it is a little bit of a gamble. I have gotten some books that were labeled as excellent condition, and then they came in and they really weren't excellent condition, but the customer service on those places are usually really amazing, and they will replace it with a better copy if need be. So just know that if like you're super perfectionist, I am working on this. But eBay and Thrift Books are really affordable, amazing options. So if you're watching my channel and you're like, oh, I really want to read this specific book, but it's $15 on Amazon, you can go and look on these other websites. Just know you might not always know exactly what you're getting. One of my absolute favorite places to shop is bookoutlet.com. And I'm gonna give you a little tutorial for this one too, so scooching over to make room on the screen. So when you get onto bookoutlet.com, you're going to see this basic screen. So how I find clean and Christian fiction books on here is I tap the 3 bars in the top right hand corner, and then I click on fiction, top categories in fiction, and you can scroll down to religious. So this is going to take you to religious fiction. Is all of this going to be Christian fiction in particular? No, not necessarily, but you can see right away we have like Pepper Basham on that front screen, Tracy Peterson, and they have amazing sales too. Karen Kingsbury's right there. So you can just scroll through here and there are so many you're going to find. Honestly, this is the most expensive I have seen the books on their website, literally, I think ever. Like right now. I'm actually kind of shocked because usually their books are like $7 or less. So you can go through here, and if you're unsure about one of the books, maybe you're not sure about a specific author, type in that book on romance.io or go over to Amazon and see, because they do have a lot more affordable options. I don't know if they just recently increased all of their prices, because that's kind of a shocker to me. I have found amazing books on there, and they're typically like dent and scratch, or there might be like a marker dot on the bottom of the book or something like that. So it's still readable, still usually pretty brand new looking, but you're getting it at a fraction of the cost. So I love bookoutlet.com. Both Pango Books and both bookoutlet.com I do have referral codes for, so you can get, I think, like $5 off of your order at both places maybe. I'll put it in the description box for you if you want to peruse and shop on either of those websites. It will give you credit and then it gives me some credit back, so it helps me with my book buying a little bit too. So if you do use one of those, thank you. I very much appreciate it, but also I just want to put that out there to help you a little bit get some more money off of your book buying. Okay, now when it comes to audiobooks and ebooks specifically, I love the Libby app and the Hoopla app. If you have never heard of these and you have a library card, you need to download these. Most libraries, not all, but most libraries partner with the Libby app and the Hoopla app, so that way you can get free audiobooks and free ebooks that you are basically renting through your library. I highly recommend those if you have never ever used them before. I use Hoopla pretty exclusively for audiobooks because the ebooks you can't get onto your Kindle. But if you are somebody who reads on like an iPad or a tablet or something, then the Hoopla app is amazing for ebooks as well, but I usually just use it for audio. Libby I will use for both audio and ebooks, but there is usually a hold, so a wait time before you can check out the books. Hoopla, there is no wait time. I love both of them. I use them both really regularly, and it helps support your local libraries when you use those apps apps too, so I highly encourage them. And then I love Kindle Unlimited. It was not worth it before I started reading clean and Christian fiction books. There is so much on Kindle Unlimited. So if you are a clean and Christian reader and you have a Kindle or you have a phone with a Kindle app and you have been wondering if Kindle Unlimited is worth it, I personally really think it is worth it. I think it's like $12 a month, but I read on my Kindle as a mom pretty exclusively. I will check and see if I have a referral code for that too, for like 30 days free to try it or something. If so, I will also put that in the description box. I'm not certain, but if I do, yay for you, and I hope you use it and I hope you try it, because Kindle Unlimited, there are so many popular authors. Like Karen Whittemire is on there. You're going to find Pepper Basham on there. These are just some of my like recent favorites. There is so much on there. You're going to find tons of Christian indie author books on there. Most of them use the Kindle Unlimited. So I highly recommend it if you are a clean and Christian reader, because there's so much on there. And then Audible. I love Audible. This one I personally use, but it is kind of expensive. But if you like classics and things like that, they do have a pretty big library of books that come with it that you don't need to use a credit for. So if you don't know how Audible works, you pay a monthly amount and they give you a credit so you can buy one audiobook from their whole library, which I think is so silly that it's only one. So I usually skip months until there's something I actually want. But if you are huge in reading classics and things like that, they have a huge catalog full of amazing quality recorded classics that are Audible exclusive. So you can't get them through Hoopla, you can't get them through Libby, but they are fantastic quality. So if you are a big audiobook user and you've never used that, definitely see if you can find a free trial, see if that's worth it for you. I enjoy it, but that's not always the most worth it for me, because most clean and Christian fiction books I can find audio-wise on Hoopla or on Libby, so I'm usually skipping a lot of months, but I did want to mention it because they just have amazing quality recorded audiobooks on Audible. Last but certainly not least, I wanted to mention a website called bookbub.com. This website I have used for years, and what you do is you sign up, you create a free account, and then you fill out like this little, I don't want to say survey, but like preferences. You can put that you prefer clean romance, sweet romance, Christian books, you can put fantasy, whatever it is. And then every single day you get an email from BookBub telling you what ebooks are on sale that fall under your preferred reading categories. Then when you buy those books for free or for very, very low cost, you can go and put on your BookBub account, yes, I purchased this book, or yes, I downloaded it, and it will start learning your reading taste and the things you're more likely to download. And then your emails that you're going to be getting from them every single day are going to be more and more geared towards you and your reading taste specifically. So BookBub is an amazing one. There are a few other email subscriptions that do this, but BookBub has been my absolute favorite one for finding affordable ebooks, and they know that I'm looking for clean and Christian fiction. So I really recommend signing up for those emails if you're not a part of that, because it is free. So that is everything that I have for you today to successfully, hopefully successfully, start off your clean and Christian fiction book buying, book reading journey, that kind of stuff. I hope that these tips can help you no matter where you're at. If you're looking in a library, if you are a Kindle reader, if you are an avid book buyer like me, I hope that this video was of some resource to you. I hope it brought you value in helping you know how to find books that are truly clean, that are within your comfort level. I truly just pray that this blesses you and that you have an amazing and a way easier time sourcing out clean and Christian fiction books from here on out. If you made it all the way to the end of this video, first, thank you. Also, please leave me an emoji of a soap bar or a bubble or something clean like that for building clean books. I just think that's a super cute emoji, so why not? So leave me some sort of cleaning emoji in the comment section below. If you have any other tips, any other places that you look to source to see if a book is clean or Christian fiction, please leave that in the comments also. If you have any other tips, let's like turn the comment section into even more tips to help our brothers and sisters in Christ who are trying to read clean and Christian fiction. As always, thank you so much for your support. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I hope you have an absolute blessed week, and I will see you next time. Okay, bye!